Good evening, my lord. I'm so pleased to see you finally awake. Who am I? Forgive me, you must be quite disoriented. After all, the last you probably remember is getting into those wedding clothes. Which, by the way, look stunning on you. Not really the circumstances I had hoped to see you dressed such. What? Surely you... Oh, no, no. No, darling, be still. There we go. No need to fear. You're safe. My magic will see to that. Merely a safety precaution. Nothing that will harm you. On the contrary, in fact. Why are you trying to run from me? How can you say that? Do you really not recognize me? Surely you haven't forgotten. It's only been 3 years since we last spoke, and not even a proper goodbye to commemorate it. You really don't remember. Surely you jest. You were always fond of teasing me. Not that I minded when it so frequently brought a smile to your lips. You're serious. Do you not remember the countless days we shared reading books to each other beneath the summer sun, curled up in the tall, soft grass? And what about the time that wild boar found us, and we ended up stuck in a tree until evenfall? You don't know what I'm talking about? How could you forget the very woman you swore to marry? No more of that, darling. I'm afraid I can't have you wandering off in such a state. Your fiancée is a cruel woman to alter you in such a way. I would rip her to pieces this very minute if I could, make her endure the same pain she so willingly inflicted upon me. Here, sit. I won't hurt you, just... I know what I said. That was... You have my word. There's only one person deserving of my ire, and it most assuredly is not you. Besides, if you continue to resist my magic, it will only tire you that much more. Now, please, let me help you to the chair, and we can talk this through. There we go. The bracelets. Do you like them? They look quite lovely around your wrists. I fashioned them myself. They're imbued with protective magic to keep you safe from those who wish to use you, to harm you. Again, why would I? No, I rescued you. I did not kidnap you, merely... Darling, how could I stand idly by while you made the biggest mistake of your life? I had to act. Yes, in a more desperate manner than I wish to admit. But there was no more time. If you had followed through with the ceremony, you would be lost to me forever. You promised. We promised. This is not how it was supposed to be. Certainly not how I dreamed our future to be. That you would forget all of it. Everything. I had no choice but to liberate you from that path. Does it not anger you that the woman you were about to exchange vows with stole your memory of me? Of us? Why would I lie about such a thing? Darkest Night, I have absolutely no reason to lie to you. She's a thief of the lowest kind, a manipulative bitch who cares only for herself. You are merely a prize to her, a trophy to add to her collection, a means to further her reputation and influence. How could I condemn you to such a damning fate? How can I say that? She is, or was, my sister. I know her almost as well as I know myself. And despite her rotten core, she is the heir apparent and esteemed light mage, respected and revered, and the one Father always deferred to. But I know the truth. An only child? She has actually fully and utterly made you believe that I don't even exist. Remarkable. As much as I despise her, I cannot deny the robust enchantment she's woven upon you. A very effective memory spell indeed, but one I intend to break, no matter how long it takes. though time is something we have very little of. Well then, since you don't believe me, tell me this instead. What is your earliest memory? You struggle to answer a simple question. Well, let me help you. You can remember the past few years quite well, but before that, things are a bit hazy, fuzzy, wisps of something you can't quite grab onto that are whisked away before you can make a glimmer of sense of them. Does that sound about right? That's how a memory spell works, typically, when I assure you that I am not responsible for, not really my style. My earliest memory? I'm flattered you'd ask. I recall mine vividly. I was barely 3 years of age. I had wandered off, as I often did, and found myself a little too close to the lake. I fell in, but my affinity with dark magic saved me. It was how I first learned that I was one of them, a night mage. I turned to my mother, wet and shivering, endured her scolding for having a swim in such dreary weather before being handed off to my tutor's care. But I lived in fear from that day forward that my family would discover my shame. My curse, as I believed it to be for many years. I have shared this memory with you before. Of course I did. You never minded what I was. In fact, you were infinitely curious about it, and you honored my secret. Yes. So you are at least still aware that the royal family comes from a long line of light mages. Well, thank the night for small blessings. This will make things a bit easier for you to understand. You see, my affinity with dark magic was exposed by none other than your fiancée, my sister. I was a blight on her otherwise perfect reputation. How could she have a blood relation to mages reviled by the kingdom, ours and beyond? She tolerated me only so long as it suited her, and she hated that you had eyes only for me. I can see your uncertainty, your body tense and ready to flee. Oh, darling, it pains me to see you thus, gazing upon me with such doubt and apprehension. Please, allow me to reveal to you the truth. Let me help you remember. You may not believe me now, but you are, for the first time in a long while, safe from harm. I swear it. I will do everything in my power to undo this curse upon you, and then everything will be clear again. You'll see. Thank you. I know this must be difficult for you, but I promise it will all be over soon. Come, you must be hungry. A nice warm meal will serve you well. Breaking curses can be mentally and physically taxing for both parties. We'll need all of our strength. But knowing you, I have confidence you will endure, so shall we? Yes? Good. You know, I've read so many books while we've been apart. How about I share them with you over dinner? Then we'll begin.